Oh, Diana. Diana.
What?
Nothing. It's fine.
What?
I just saw the picture that you put up for Emily.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hodor's not playing?
No,
Oh,
he's
hold
not.
on. Give me a
But
second.
He's
but if you haven't
supervising.
seen the picture that I put up of him yesterday, I'm pretty proud of it.
He's real cute.
Yeah, he's real cute. He's also being a bard this week, in the fact that he has cast Charm Person on me at least twice this week, where I got him in the habit of going for a walk in the afternoon, and then I've been busy, so I just take him pee, and then we turn around to go back in, and he turns around and he looks at me, and he like drops his eyes, like you see the transformation happen as he casts this spell on me, and I'm like, all right, we'll go for a walk. But that's Hodor.
He
You
just
guys
wants us
aren't
to be
here for
healthy.
Hodor. Yeah.
We are here for Hodor, actually.
You are. Oh, all right. Guess we're going to introduce Hodor as a character. We'll have to figure out how to roll for him.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. It's been 2 weeks since we've seen you last, and seen our heroes. Tonight we are down a player. We've had some things come up, so we are going to have to do some creative role playing for Mags. We're not going to take a character out of the story because we're kind of at a pivotal moment. So we'll just have to make our best guess as to what Mags would do. WWMD. What would Mags do?
Oh.
Yeah. So a quick recap for those of you that are joining us. Our investigators here are sort of, I don't know if they're investigating the murder of Mags and Mabel's father, or if they're just trying to get through the day. Their father had their head ripped off, and it's been a busy 24 hours. Damn, yeah, that's right. This is you've only slept once, right?
Correct.
Well, so important things that happened in last episode. As we all know, Mr. Ulrich Wolf, the bounty hunter, has come to town looking for a bounty on a gentleman named Logan Boone. Through their investigations, they have discovered that the Monroe Patriarch, Mabel and Mags's father, was doing some sort of dealings with Logan Boone, perhaps providing supplies, providing shelter, something of that nature. So they discovered through the ranch hand, Jeb Rasmussen, that they were planning on running a shipment out to an outbuilding far out, several miles out on the backside of the Monroe property. They had taken over the loading of this wagon, and they had planned to bring that out there and sort of stake it out and see if they could capture Mr. Boone in the process. And about the time that they were finishing up loading that wagon, Darren from town came in on a frothed horse, like he was booking it, and it turned out that the Pinkerton detective and the dark clothed ominous gunman who was accompanying him were attempting to remove Mabel and Mag's father's body and take it to Cheyenne to collect a reward, and parade him in front of the railroad executives, apparently, because they had documents claiming that he was under arrest and there was 1,000 gold reward, dead or alive, for Mr. Monroe. Other notable moments from last week. So currently, our investigators are inside of the Dr. Dentist Barber's office. They had just run off the Dr. Barber dentist, woken him from a drunken stupor, and pushed him outside. They had killed the Pinkerton detective with some crack shooting by Mr. Wolf, just before he unloaded both weapons into. Maybe. Actually, we don't know about that. He was coming out hot, but who knows if he would have pulled the trigger. We will never know, because Ulrich Wolf put a round right through his chest and dropped him in one shot.
Ain't gonna let you get the chance.
Yeah, don't get the drop on us. So, dead Pinkerton detective right outside the door. Mr. Cartwright. Wait, not Cartwright. Jeb Cartwright. Oh no, we went with alliteration. That's right. Carl Cartwright is the gunslinger that is currently in the handcuffs of Mr. Rex. Sheriff, sorry. I know you didn't go to sheriff school just to be called Mr. And oh yeah, they knocked out the mayor, and he is currently laying in the street because Ulrich Wolf tried to. Oh no, you tried to get him to grab the Pinkerton body, and they did not. You did not charm them into doing your will. So, all 4 of our investigators are inside the Dr. Barber dentist office with a handcuffed Carl Cartwright. He has just warned them of meddling in affairs that they cannot comprehend when there was a bit of a ruckus outside, and a large, or well, they don't know. Lots of horses and noise are heard outside on the street. And that is where we will zoom back into our investigators. You do know that there is a train scheduled to come into town in the next afternoon.
Point of order. Storyteller, can you remind me, had I convinced the gentleman that we needed to take my father's body with us yet?
Which gentleman?
These 2.
I mean, we killed the one guy.
No, my father's body.
Oh, I'm aware. But we weren't doing anything with it. It's really up to you, I guess, at this point.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but Mabel ain't that strong.
You had been next to the body. You and Mags had been over there having a conversation while the 2 gentlemen were doing some field interrogations upon Carl Cartwright. And you had not discussed removing your father's body yet.
Great.
Am I near Rex?
Yes.
We're gonna have to do something quick about this Pinkerton. Ain't gonna be too long before someone comes looking for him. They don't go anywhere without having tabs.
I mean, what do you think we do then? Because, I mean, we can dig a hole and put him in the ground and put this guy beside him, but we got a lot of witnesses.
Regardless of the facts, this one ain't gonna survive. I say, nodding at the Mr. Cartwright. As to those ones out there, I don't think they care about what has just occurred here. Though you know these people better than myself. Excuse my nervousness. This is not something I would find within my character if you would have asked me, but it seems as if my finger pulled the trigger by instinct.
Well,
Gentlemen, has he told you why he's here yet?
what were you talking about? Cartwright?
Yeah. They
Just
certainly
stares
didn't
at-
come for my daddy. There's something else going on.
He stares at you all levelly with almost reptilian eyes. Just
he did,
cold, no emotion.
It did imply there was a bit more to it, yeah.
Has the commotion occurred at this point?
Yes, there is shouting and horses. Everybody give me a listen check.
Oh God.
Don't think I need to even check my sheet.
Sucks
Fuck me,
fast.
Gil.
Yeah,
Oh!
no. It was close, but no cigar.
Sorry. Listen. Well, shit. That's a regular success.
All right. How about the rest of you?
Success.
Fail.
Oh, I guess I should pull up Mag's sheet. I'm sorry. Hold, please. So for things of this nature, I will roll for her since it's a group check.
Sorry, don't mind me. Just
Okay, wait. That's good. Okay. Well, Mags rolled a 10. So,
Guessing
Damn.
that's a pass.
yeah, that's a pass.
that's what kind of a success?
A root and toot.
That's the yeehaw success today.
Yeah.
So, Ulrich, you can't pick out what's being said, but you recognize the voices. And about the time that you're clicking it, Mag stands up and goes, "That's Jeb. That's Jeb's voice."
He should be
Boys
able to
want-
help us with this. I'll kind of rush over to the door and just poke my head out and see if I can see him anywhere.
And sure enough, there are about 8. Well, there are 8 of the ranch hands from the town. They've ridden in fast, and they are circling their horses in the street. The mayor is still laid out there, but there are 2 people like fanning him. The rest of the townsfolk have they're still on they've cleared off to the walkways on either side, and Jeb is trying to get somebody to give him some answers as to what's going on and where you all are.
I would like to just kind of duck out and approach Jeb and sort of point him in the direction of the doctor, dentist, morgue. Say, will you help them? There's a bit of a situation developing in there. And don't let them leave Daddy's body behind. I don't want it rotting away in there. And then I'd actually like to go and try and help whoever's assisting the mayor in rejoining the conscious.
How many people are still outside?
12. Not counting the cowboys.
All right, so they just rode up, so 20-ish. I'm gonna pull Cartwright by his bindings, and take him out front real quick. We'll get to that in a second, I guess, if you're in the middle of something.
And what are you going to do, Mr. Ulrich?
I'm going to take in the situation. I'm feeling rather pale, a little bit of some cold sweats going on. Now the reality's setting in as to what I've just done.
Okay. So you're nervous.
Yeah.
Not so what is driving this nervousness? Is it the fact that you killed a person or killed a Pinkerton?
Pinkerton.
Okay.
I'm not unfamiliar to having to take a man's life. I would not prefer it, but I'd even prefer less if it was a man not of this group. Or I prefer less of a man of this group being taken out by my hand.
Okay. How as you start to pull this gentleman out, so you are going out the front door, correct, Sheriff? How are you feeling right now? What's your mindset?
Well, I realize that we have quite a bit of heat potentially coming down on us, but I have a plan.
Okay. And Mags, what's going through your mind? Well, I don't know. Maybell, what's on your mind right now? That you step over the Pinkerton's body as you walk back out on the street, just to...
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about perhaps we might have overreacted with the mayor, and I'm going to try and give him a different perspective on the events that led up to this moment as soon as he comes to.
Okay. Jeb is getting down off his horse, and you exit the building, Sheriff. So we'll see where you're going first. Diana, you are Maybell, you are leaning over the mayor, and we'll deal with that in just a moment. For the time being, we're gonna leave Mags in the sheriff's office with your father's body.
Okay. So I would like to, since there's still people gathered around, I would like to kind of puff up a bit, dragging this guy out, and address them. Seeing that Jeb is now approaching. Now, I know that you all just saw some things we like to keep unusual in this town, and that is murder in the street. And as I'm going to point to the guy beside me. And as you might be able to tell, we had strangers in town doing strange things, and under other circumstances we would have liked to have avoided such violence, but they forced our hand. You see, a great man died here yesterday, and these men wanted to take his body, not only for collecting some bounty yet, which I will not get into right now, but I think you all know the man I'm speaking of and that he was a fine man. But there's more than that. They didn't just want the money, they wanted the body for some more nefarious purposes. And I just want you all to know I'm not going to stand for that in my town, and if any of you are supporting people like this, then you might want to get out of here right now.
Roll me a persuasion.
Cool. Do I get anything extra for that?
Pretty rousing speech there.
It was a good speech.
Let's
Roll
see.
first and let's see. Let's see.
Ooh, persuade's not my strong suit. I should have
It's
got
not.
this.
Oh, I
Should have gone
thought it
for
would.
fast talking. Oh well. Yeah, this is not my strong suit.
You just start
Now-
rapping at everyone out in the street.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Just for gameplay mechanics. Generally, a fast talk would be something where you're trying
Yeah.
to get them to look another way, right? So
For
what
sure,
you did
this was
was
not.
actually.
I should
Okay.
have tried to misdirect it more onto him, but I didn't. I was trying to be the good guy for a second.
Whoops.
Foolish
but
mortal.
So I did succeed.
Okay.
I
Before
only
you.
have. Go ahead.
No.
before-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you first. I wonder what you were gonna say.
Go ahead and roll your percentile again.
I
Just.
can't get any lower. I got a 0 on it. So
Oh,
I got.
well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
then.
Well, I only have 10% in persuade, so the fact that I succeeded with a 7
Lucky
feels
you.
pretty good.
Damn.
All right. We'll take that. Okay.
I'm-
So
I got a 6 if I re-rolled the other one though, just FYI. So.
6 is better than 7. So you give this rousing speech, and the cowboys kind of calm down as they're standing there, and it's also worth pointing out that there are now the two of. Did you walk out with him, Ulrich?
That's a good question. I had pondered to myself whether or not I was, and when you had said that Mags was standing with the body, I just kind of accepted my fate as to going out with him. So
Okay. So now there are 12 townsfolk, including the knocked out mayor on the floor. But it's worth pointing out that there are also 10 armed men standing there as well. So, this is Western law, and ultimately the townsfolk didn't know these two gentlemen. Yeah, they might have come into town waving badges and claiming that they had right over certain things, but they all stopped to think and they said, the sheriff's right. We knew Mr. Monroe. We knew he was a good, upstanding gentleman, and there is no chance that he was into anything nefarious, and we know the sheriff. So sure, yeah. So they all kind of start to nod. You feel the general feeling of the crowd kind of shift your way. Even one or two of them are like, yeah, they must have had a reason for knocking out the mayor. Sure, that must have been all right. And then Cartwright, who's handcuffed, is going to step up sort of next to you, slightly behind you, and he's going to say, with just that, he's got his hat pulled down, so it's got that, the shadow that's casting half his face in shadow, just the perfect,
Looks almost
ominous.
as good as mine. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says, now, folks, the sheriff here has got some mighty fine words, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is gold, right? And I have 1,000 gold pieces for any man, woman, or child that lets me go. The alternative is my friends come to town, and I assure you, they will not leave a building standing. Oof. And he did not roll as well on his intimidate as you rolled on your persuasion. So it was close though. I rolled 10. The town folk are going to dismiss him. You see one or two folks kind of like start to ponder the 1,000 gold and then look around and see their neighbors are not paying attention, and go back down to just looking around. You know, there's always that one or two Weasley person that doesn't do a whole lot around town, just kind of always looking for an easy way out. Mabel, as you are leaning over, go ahead and give me let's do medicine. Just do a quick medicine check on the.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 luck to make that a success.
Okay. So with a regular success, you are able to rouse the mayor. However, he only comes to during Carl Cartwright's speech.
That's okay. The instant his eyes start to flutter open, I want to kind of like, not to be crass, but I kind of want to like hold him to my bosom. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I can't thank you for everything you've done for me today. That was so heroic.
I'm gonna pass out next.
The way that you stood between me and that Pinkerton while he was trying to get rough with me, it was more than anyone's ever done for me. I can't thank you enough.
He is disoriented. On one ear, he hears these dire threats being laid out on his town, but he's also been pressed to a gentle woman's bosom. And roll me charm with advantage.
Okay. That is a hard success. Much like
All
our
right.
dear mayor at this moment.
Yes, ma'am. It was my pleasure. What's this ruffian on about? It was my pleasure standing between you and danger. I would not count myself a gentleman if I had done any less.
I just appreciate you so much. These men that came into town and the one tried to get fresh with me and the other one tried to grab my sister. It's okay though. Sheriff Dallas has got him now, but he's making some awfully big threats against our whole town.
Certainly, you know, Sheriff Dallas has got this all under control. That's why we elected him as sheriff. I have no doubt that he will come to the right conclusion.
Will you allow me to escort you to a comfier seat and maybe get you some lemonade?
Why, Mrs. Monroe, I would like nothing more in this entire world.
Oh, please, call me Maybelle. Come on.
Are you going to lead him towards any particular place?
Away.
Away.
Just away. Maybe like to a building, maybe 2 buildings down, somewhere where I know it'll be comfortable. Not like a saloon per se, but if there's like any kind of general store or something like that where I know he would be able to sit and perhaps be distracted by other townsfolk.
So the inn where the mayor owns it, where Ulrich Wolf is nominally staying, it's a saloon bar on the bottom, but it's like a little upscale. It's not your typical Old West spittoon whatever bar, but it's it's a little bit nicer. So there's a comfy chair there by the door. It's like the entryway to the hotel as well as a bar. So you can lead him there if you so choose.
I'd like to kind of just take him inside and sit him down, and I'm gonna fuss over him a little bit, and just call out to whoever's nearby. Could we get a lemonade for our brave mayor, please?
Make it a hot one, if you know what I mean. And he winks at the bartender.
I'm gonna lay a hand on Sheriff Rex's shoulder while this is going on, while she's dragging him away. Sheriff, I believe the threats that he lays against us. Perhaps it would be our best interest to withdraw, extract, any information he has regarding his friends. Perhaps you know someplace secluded in this property.
I would think I do, right?
I mean,
I should
your
know this town
office
pretty well.
has it has 2 jail cells and you can lock the exterior door as well, which is not completely uncommon. You know, you actually have a bar that goes across your door.
There's somewhere even maybe further out we could take him where we don't have to clean up afterwards.
Wow.
The Monroe Ranch is further away from town.
Yeah, somebody did just get murdered there, so there's blood everywhere. So if we just beat him up in that room, then
Used to know. No NCI Western going on here.
no.
Not with the two of you leading the law, there's not.
Hey,
Oh,
Western
now I want to do a
Justice, my
campaign
lady.
called NCI Western.
Oh, God.
we need to have a second game where it's just that.
Yeah.
It's just a buddy cop show with Dallas and Ulrich.
Rush
I'm
this
down.
to the lab. What?
They throw it
What the
away.
fuck did you just say?
Actually, no. Maybell could be the lab. Okay, all right, we'll get there. Yeah.
Well,
So the Monroe Ranch is secluded. There's,
Okay.
I mean, it's also a western town. You don't have to go far out to get away from the town.
that's fair.
There's not much. It's plains all the way around, though.
I was about to say there's no like
Mines or
Grand
anything.
Canyon we can kick his ass into.
No,
Oh,
there
he
was
slipped.
Yeah, oh,
there
no,
was
he
the
fell.
cave that you all found yourselves in out the back side of
Okay.
the library as well.
All right.
And
as long
you
as
do know from Jeb and ranch hand Bright Lewis that there are various other cowpoke outbuildings because it is a large range of property,
Right.
several hectares.
Gotcha. Well, if there's no sheer cliffs, then that was my first go-to.
No, you could always
Bunch of
tie into the
murderers.
railroad tracks and
Twirl your mustache
true
menacingly.
old-timey fashion.
You were joking, but I'm kind of thinking about it now.
Oh.
That's called poetic justice.
No, storyteller justice.
Fair. Yeah.
Storyteller
Fair,
justice.
fair. Well, Mr. Wolf, we got a few options. It depends on how deep you're looking to go and how discreet you want to keep this.
I don't care if I flesh his skin off his bones, you understand me? There ain't nothing more disgraceful than innocent folk like you got in this town suffering the wrath of these Pinkerton bastards.
He's gonna spit on your shoe.
Precisely.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm gonna think real hard about this, but well, we can take him back, throw him in a cell. We can take him back to the ranch. Perhaps we just drag him out into the wilderness and let him rot somewhere there. That's up to you.
No. Too unguaranteed. I'm gonna extract everything I can.
Oh, I meant after. You see, if there's a body in my cells, then somebody's got to clean that up, and that just leads to more questions.
I ain't looking for time for him to sit and wait. This is gonna be done. It's gonna be done now. If you ain't looking for a cleanup mess in your cell, then I suggest we take the second option.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna tie his, if I can. I assume I've got rope. I'm gonna tie a guy's legs too, and just see if I can kind of hog tie him and then drape him over the back of a horse for now.
Okay. Before you get to the tie-in part, Jeb does walk up and he says, "Sheriff, what in the world's going on here? There's a dead man right there. What happened?"
Yeah, you heard the speech, yeah? These men were looking to defile a corpse, which is not something I am particularly fond of in my town, and I hope that you would agree with me.
Absolutely. Mr. Monroe was a good man, as I have been very clear saying, and I appreciate what you've done for the Monroe family in this instance. What can me and my boys do for you?
If there's anything, anybody comes looking in town in the next few minutes, and I know you boys got to get going.
we got to make sure that the Monroe ladies are squared and taken care of before we hit the trail. But yes, sir, we do have a clock ticking.
Where's Maybell right now? Mabel.
She has gone to the she has escorted the mayor to the hotel. I want to say tavern, but that doesn't fit this environment.
Escorted to the
saloon.
hotel.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
making
boy.
me sound like a hussy.
You did
She
just
just
put your
wanted to
boots
get
on.
Clutched him to your
lemonade.
bosom. I mean, let's be fair.
Look, girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. It wouldn't have worked if you did it.
I mean, I was gonna turn to Rex
don't
and be
know that.
like, "Well, I suppose these ladies do have their uses."
I shoot Ulrich, but
said
really
he's gonna
Zame's
say
here.
Yeah,
all right,
well,
all right, I'll behave.
Jeb, look, if you see anything untoward, anything strange, this man, he indicated they were into some darker stuff. I don't know whether that means devilry or otherwise, but we don't want him anywhere near our town.
Surely not. What about this body? You want us to make it disappear?
Yeah, if you got somewhere you can do that, that would save us a might bit of work.
Oh, sure. Let's just say cattle rustlers don't make it very far in these parts.
Thank you very much, Jeb.
So Jeb
sorry.
calls over. Oh, go
Hold
ahead.
up. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Jeb calls over a couple of the other guys. Actually, he goes over and talks to them for a minute, and two of them get down off their horse, and the other five just kind of ride out a little bit, put a perimeter up. They're staying on horseback, and they kind of start encouraging folks to get back to their homes. Nothing to see here, folks. Go on, go on.
So, before they take his body, I believe I had already searched him and taken his Pinkerton badge for myself.
That's correct. Yep.
I'm gonna search him one more time, and I'm gonna go like socks deep. You know what I mean?
Give me a spy hidden, and then if you want to push it, if you need to push it, we got plenty of options for that.
I am literally 4 short from a success.
Okay.
So it's either spend luck or push it and roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And if you
I'm gonna-
push it, something bad could happen. But there's so the justification for pushing it would be, you search him through again, and then you just not find anything, so you start searching deeper. Socks deep.
Nope, don't like
Socks
that.
deep. You know what? Neither do I. But at this point, Ulrich's acting a little irrationally, considering his father and the connection with the law. He knows what happens when a Pinkerton goes down. So I'm gonna push it because it makes more sense narratively.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So you start. You pull his boots off. You shake him upside down. Everybody's kind of looking at you strange at this point because you're being a little frantic. You started off methodical, but then you don't find anything on him, and you just keep going. And you pull his boots off, pull his socks off, shake him out, and Carl Cartwright just starts a low chuckle.
Anything in particular you're looking for there, Ulrich?
No, I believe I found what it is I'm looking for. Take him away.
The ranch hands do, but they look at you a little strange as they do, and
As they start to take him away, I'm gonna, if I can lean into him, I'm gonna hold Cartwright like at an arm's length. I know it's a bit of a strange request, but if there's any way that body can be burned, I'd much appreciate that as well.
we'll see what we can do, Sheriff?
I'm gonna turn back and sling this guy over my horse.
All right. Um, give me a strength check.
Okay. That's my strength. I feel like it's okay. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I got a critical success.
You throw him over the horse.
Yeah. I throw him onto another horse.
You like bend down and you get your back set, and he's wondering what you're about to do, and then you heave him up, and he hits belly right in the rump of the horse, and you hear the breath get knocked out of him.
Well, then in that case, Ulrich, if you're quite done, you ready to go?
Yeah, quite.
Sheriff, what should we do something with Mr. Monroe's body? Do we leave it here? I know Mabel said something about making sure it didn't rot.
Is Dr. Dentist Mortician?
Dr. Dentist Barber you all scared him off. I think Mabel threatened him within an inch of his life.
Yeah, I
The
did.
Darbist.
The Darbist.
The Darbituary.
Mags comes out about this time, and she looks around, she sees what's happening, and she says, gentlemen, yes, can you take the wagon and load up my father's body and take him back to the ranch? We're gonna have a proper burial. We're not gonna leave his body out here for ruffians and hooligans to take care of. Where's my sister gone?
Last I saw her, she was, how do I put this? Cavorting with the mayor?
Cavorting? What? Which direction did they go?
I'm just kind of pointing the general direction.
She's gonna stomp off with all the grace of a blacksmith towards the inn. She is going to kick open the inn doors and say, Mabel, what are you doing?
I would like to think that at this point in time, I've probably encouraged the mayor to have a couple of those hot lemonades, and extracted myself from that situation. So I'll probably just be like dusting off my skirts from where I knelt out in the street. I'm sorry, Mags. I had to deal with the mayor, and I swear, after he drinks lemonade, it's like he has 8 arms or something. It's fine. It's fine. He'll forget all about it tomorrow. What's
Will you?
going on out there?
I've asked them to load up Father's body, and we're going to take it back to the ranch. It looks like the gentlemen are taking care of that dark-eyed man. They've got him trussed up like a hog and thrown up on over the horse. Looks like they're taking him back to the ranch as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Father's body is in the wagon, and the ranch hands are taking him back to the ranch. And
Not that part.
Oh, well, Rex and Ulrich have trussed up, whatever his name is, that gunslinger type, and thrown him over the horse.
Oh, we'll see about that. I'm gonna kind of push past Mags back out into the street, and sort of stomp in the direction of Sheriff Dallas if I see him.
Okay.
Sheriff Dallas, I don't know what you're thinking, but you cannot bring this man back to the ranch.
It's kind of a stopover. We're just gonna grab a couple supplies, and then we'll be heading a little further on. Don't worry about it.
He came here to ruin my family, and you want to bring him into my home?
No, now we're gonna ruin him. Yeah, don't just stop. Don't worry about it. He won't be entering the premises.
Oh. Okay. All right. That's okay, I suppose. Carry on. Seems
Carry
law
on.
can work occasionally.
Pip pip cheerio.
British
Yeah. Well, if
torture
I-
brings out the UK in her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ride beside Oric all the way back to the ranch and kind of have a conversation with him as we go.
Okay.
Do I have a horse?
You rode in. Well, you rode in on.
I tried to ride in on a horse.
But doesn't she have like 10 strapping gentlemen who are taking care of her? They're making sure.
Literally just oozing with the opportunity.
Ew.
So there is the cart now with your body, with your father's body in the back. It's the same cart that they used to take him to, so it actually belongs to the Monroe Ranch with the horse. So now they're taking that back, and you and Mags did ride in on a single horse. So you can take the horse of the ranch hand that's now directing the wagon.
Okay. I will once again try and ride this horse with Mags, I guess. But if I have trouble getting up, I'm probably just gonna I'll walk over to Ulrich because I know he hates me, and I'll just say, "Do you mind if I ride with you?" They're likely to get handsy.
Just make sure you don't fall off the end.
I make no promises. This is not my normal day to day.
Then you need a tight grip.
I'll I'm gonna climb up with a very confused expression on my face.
Not what I meant. Not what I meant, man.
And just get ready to go back to the ranch.
Okay.
Storyteller.
Yes.
As a note, this dick bag I have on the back of my horse, is he significantly like larger than I am?
He's average height, 6-ish feet.
Okay.
Rangy, lanky, just
Okay,
a
Okay.
not a
like
lot
big
of meat on
muscular
him,
dude.
but
Okay.
yeah. More
Uh,
fast than strong. He kind of gives that weasel-like whipcord strength.
Okay. It's not important for right now, but I'll get to it later.
I mean, you very much get the impression if he had gotten a hold of his gun, then he could have done some damage. He knew what he
Sure.
was doing.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. So I guess do we need to roll ride?
You're not trying to rip roar out of there, are you? You're just trying to ride regular.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're just taking just kind of a trot.
No.
Okay.
You all know, I mean, especially you and Ulrich know horses well enough. You've ridden basically since you could. So for regular old riding, no, that's not a thing.
Okay.
You all start to head back to the ranch. Are you the cowpokes are with you, kind of spread out in a loose little circle around. They're kind of keeping their eyes peeled.
Okay.
Do any of them seem particularly interested in Cartwright?
Carl Cartwright.
Yeah, that guy. Him. Good old Cece.
Not really. So not all of them were around when they first showed up.
Okay.
And the hierarchy here is such that if Jeb tells them that this is something that they need to do, they're not going to question it.
Jeb's top of my shit list right now.
Jeb?
Yeah. Okay.
He's got nothing but the best in it for you all.
He said some pretty shitty things about my dad.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay.
He just said that he was in cahoots with Logan Boone.
Yeah, that's a pretty crappy thing to say about a dead guy.
Diana, isn't it amazing how the game master can have one intention for a character and then
Shut the fuck up, Mason.
You're preaching to the choir here, buddy.
Don't you dare talk about old men like that.
So you all begin the trek. It's a couple miles, so it'll take about at a leisurely, sedate pace. It'll take about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay. I'm not riding gently either. I hope he's like really
Yeah,
bouncing hard.
you're
bruising his
taking
ribs.
your horse through their
Yeah.
their little prancing paces. Did you wanted to have a conversation with Mr. Ulrich, I believe?
Yeah, just kind of. I mean, I know there's people around, so they'd have to be pretty close to hear us, but I'll still won't speak up too loud.
I mean, nobody's crowding you except for the fact
Okay.
that Maybell's on the back of Ulrich's horse. She'll definitely be able to hear anything you say. But Mags is riding back next to the wagon that's
Okay.
behind you all.
Mr. Ulrich, I know I know you're antsy to get started, but just give me just a couple minutes once we get to where we're going, okay? Just have to, there's a few nice items I'd still like to get off of him before they're drenched in sweat and other things.
I don't care what you take off his body.
Could I suggest that maybe y'all do your business somewhere hidden, like the caverns?
Maybe I do rightfully apologize for desanctifying your home, but considering the nature of your father's study, still covered and drenched in his own blood, that would be the best place in order to conduct our business. A cavern, sure, it's remote. Not much sign or sound would make it out to the rest of the town, but anybody visiting there would certainly be able to see the aftermath of that which we are prepared to unfurl.
Ulrich, how about this? I recall there being a stream there, yeah?
Yeah, certainly.
Streams have
Draining
mighty
into the
fine-
cavern
If-
deeper than we can go ourselves, yes.
If you
streams
all
have a
want to
mighty
use
fine
this
way.
the study,
them.
that's fine. I guess Ulrich has a point, but just will you let me clear out a few things first? It was, after all, my daddy's study.
I'm giving him time, I'm giving you time. How much time I need to give people in this town before I settle
You
what
will
has
lower
been done?
your voice, sir.
Mr. Wolf, I know you're a skilled man, and I know that you're good at a lot of things. Even when we need to be quick, sometimes it's wise to be patient.
And it can be the same time.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna make this work out just fine.
All right. I'll trust you lot this far. I'm only a stranger in these parts. I suppose I will give myself to your better judgment.
Okay. And just for my reference, Justice, when we arrive, most of the people they're going to leave a few people there, but most of the people are going to be gone.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, not yet. Not when you arrive.
Right, not when we arrive, but they will be leaving in short order, I assume, since they were literally ready to ride out
Yep.
an hour ago.
Most of the cowhands are gone. The house staff will remain,
Okay.
and a couple of the ranch hands. But their main purpose year round is riding the range, and then they do the 2 annual cattle drives to Kansas City, and it's a big deal. I mean, that's where the main source of money comes from for them, as well as their the ranch itself.
All right.
So presumably, according to Jeb, they would all be riding out the next day with they'd be leaving the house tonight to go round up all the cattle, and they would be riding out the next day.
Okay.
So you all make it back to the ranch with no more dead bodies. Mags, you do notice that, or Mabel, you do notice that the Pinkerton is in the same wagon as your father. You weren't around when they were making plans for that, but they are both in the wagon and covered up.
Well, when we get there, I'll I'm gonna try and get off the horse myself, but I imagine it's probably not super graceful. And then I'll go back and help out Mags. I'm assuming she and I were the ones who pushed for the body of my father to come back, so she and I will be the ones to deal with it.
Okay.
But definitely will remove it from the same area as that Pinkerton bastard immediately.
So the so sequence of events. You're going to get back to the place, and you and Mags are going to direct a few of the ranch hands to unload your father's body. And they're actually going to take him over to the spring house, where it stays pretty cool in there, and there's a table in there that's set out for, cooling milk and whatnot. So they'll lay him out there if you and Mags want to attend to that.
I'll actually, because I did make a promise, I'm going to instruct those ranch hands who are moving his body afterwards to, there's, I don't know what kind of vegetation grows in this area, but we'll say that there's a tree with an old rope swing that is near the house that was very special to us as a family, and I'll ask them to begin to dig a grave in the shade of that tree. And I'll actually go inside. I'm guessing Mags is probably going to stay with Dad's body, but I'm going to go inside to the study and try and tidy up some of the papers off the desks, maybe, Papa's Newton's cradle, some of the things that he really loved, and get it out of the way before the lawmen do their thing.
Okay. Roll me a spot hidden as you're cleaning up.
Ooh, that is a 5. So that is a rootin' tootin' super success.
So as you, nice. I just tabbed over to the main screen again and saw Hodor's face. It's real cute. So as you start to clean up the books that have been thrown around, and you put the drawer back in the desk there that had been ripped out and gouged out by the strange shadowy beast that you saw in the past, you see a couple documents, and you see, your regular stuff that you would associate with the ranch. It's the books, the accounting, the charts and numbers, and they have the Monroe brand, the ranch brand, in the top left corner.
Yeah.
As you would expect to see, and you come across a single page that it's mixed in with the other accounting papers, and it's an account ledger. But instead of the Monroe seal at the top, you see this.
Okay, hold that
So
back
it's-
just a little. Okay. All right.
Just some scales where the Monroe Ranch thing is usually. And roll me an accounting check. It's a stat. We're gonna use it.
That was a good roll, but I don't have anything in accounting, so it's still a failure.
Okay. You look. It's all gobbledygook. It's rows of numbers. There's been some that's scratched out. There are adding tables, and it's a ledger. But so you find that.
Does the scale mean anything to me? Like, is that a familiar symbol?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
While she is cleaning up the library, what are you gentlemen doing?
I'm going to begin. So are we in the library with her in the study?
Not yet. So she went in first. She was taking care of. Mags was going to take the body over to the spring well. She directed Mabel directed the gentleman to clean up. Well, I'll leave that up to you. Actually, you said you wanted to gather a few things beforehand. That's what I was giving you time for. But if
Yeah,
you want to go
no,
straight to the library, you're good too.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I would. I figured Ulrich and I would, if we had any things we needed, like if there's any oil or anything, or
I mean, there's a full
extra.
blacksmith shop. You can see what
Yeah.
you want to get. Just
Yeah, just help yourselves, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Um,
Turds.
knives, things like that. I don't know what we need. I don't know what he needs. He's doing it. I have other things. I at least want to have stuff in case I feel like burning the body. So
Okay.
copious amounts of oil, things like that.
okay.
If there is any, like, there's not really any, like, because my thinking is, and I'm just telling you this, Dungeon Master, even though I'm sure you're going to completely ruin my plan in a minute. Once he is dead, I figured we could just throw his body in the cave and burn it there, because then it's obscured and also it will be burned. So if there's any like kindling or anything, or if I see any like wood that I can like start taking up there with me, I'll just go ahead and like begin preparing. Those are the things I needed. Then I need things from him as well, which I would like to remove, like his pants, his jacket, his hat, his boots.
Okay. We'll hold off on you stripping him naked.
Okay.
Are
It's not just because I want to. I have a plan. It's not just 'cause I want to make it.
are you intending to do this in the cave or do it in the study? I can't remember where we landed there.
I mean, I think he just was fine with it in the study. I just remember there's literally a secret bat cave entrance to the cave.
Yep.
In the study. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's obviously a fire pile set up
Okay.
nearby, so you have no problem finding some of that. And some of the ranch hands are grabbing a few things to take out to burn the other body that you asked him to. And there's a good source of lamp oil. You can get a gallon or so of lamp oil, no problem.
Okay. Cool. I think I'm got what I need then.
Okay. Ulrich, did you want to grab anything special?
I'm happy you asked. I'm happy you asked. I am gonna grab. If I need to chip away some of this delicate, expensive wood, I will do so. I want some small pieces of wood, with which is
Oh.
almost unmeasurable by the modern measurement tools. And I'm gonna hold on to those, put those to the side for the moment. But I'm also gonna. Does Mr. Monroe, was he a practitioner of the sweet tooth? Did he have anything around his office that he would partake in to satiate such a thing?
Well, so the kitchens, they would obviously have sugar and things like that. Roll me a luck roll. Just general luck. See what you find.
Luck. Oh, based on what my luck currently is. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a rootin' tootin'. I mean, I got 42 in luck and I rolled a 22.
Okay.
tell
So
me.
when wait, say those numbers again.
I got a 42 in luck.
You
And I rolled a 22. So maybe not an extreme success, but definitely a hard.
Yep. So you remember seeing on the ground in the study that there was a glass container that had been smashed on the ground, but there were some like candied fruit pieces in there. This is the part
fruit.
where I don't know what Western where I with the disclosure of I have no idea what candy was in the 1800s.
Molasses
So,
chews were probably a thing.
That's what I'm thinking, like the crystallized ginger or crystallized something where they use sugar and molasses or something.
Yeah. Sure.
We won't get too specific. We'll say there was candy there.
You got it. Fruit candy. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm arming myself at the moment.
Okay.
With fruit candy.
with fruit candy
And wood chips.
and wood chips. So you take out your knife while you're waiting for Mabel to give you all the all clear, and you kind of whittle off some. You take some of the kindling that Sheriff Rex has gathered up, and you shave off a few splinters and put those in your vest pocket. The ranch hands are kind of circling you warily. They're looking at you, and Jeb comes up and he says, "Sheriff, Ranger, you all need anything else from us? I'm gonna get the boys and start. We're gonna leave some here. We're gonna leave some folks. We'll take minimum man, and start making sure we're ready to go in the morning. But we can hold off if you all think it's necessary. But we got a short timeline to get these 1,000 head of cattle down to Kansas."
I think you've done quite enough, unless the deputy here's got something he needs.
I think it would be in y'all boys' best interest to get that cattle down to where it's expected.
All right. I'm still gonna leave most of my men here for the night. Normally we'd all go out, but
I don't think you should afford most. If you feel it necessary,
I feel it
A few.
necessary.
a few.
Nah. So he is going to take about 6, but there's still about 20 cowpokes on a circuitous route around the house and ranch and fences up to the entrance. Mabel, give me one more spot hidden as you're cleaning up the office.
Can I push my luck?
You can always push your luck.
That is a hard success.
Okay. As you are, oh, you pushed the roll, not spent luck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
you're tidying up these papers, and you see this symbol on the top of the paper, and you start. You're still gathering up your daddy's things and his favorite possessions, and you kind of put a few of the books back on the shelf, and you run your hand across them in a gesture that you remember him doing often, where he would run his hand down the leather spines of the books, sort of caress them like they were his favorite possessions. And you get to that bookshelf that had been untouched, and you see the book that you now would activate the lever and open this bookshelf, and you see on the spine of that book a symbol, and that's the card that you have on your desk there.
Can I read it now?
Yeah, you can take a look.
So, something very... Oh, I don't think that you'll be able to see that.
There we go.
Something very similar to the scales. What is the actual book?
The book is The Tales of Huckleberry Finn.
And
But
that's the symbol on the spine?
Yep. So it's well, actually, shit. When was Huck Finn written? Let's find out real quick. I might have
Wasn't
to
it about
adjust that.
steamboats? I feel like we're
Yeah,
real tight
18
there if it's actually happened.
1885. So it has not been written yet because we're in
Nope.
1863, right? So you know what?
It's a beloved child's book.
It is a book that your father read to you often as a child.
Wonderful.
And it's got the title, and then it's got the author, and then down at the bottom where you'd see normally see a publisher's mark, that mark is there instead. So normally you wouldn't have even noticed it, right? Because it kind of just blends in. How many publisher marks can you think of?
Sure.
But since you had just seen a similar symbol, this is a much less stylized version than is on the top of the papers.
Can I remove the actual book from the bookshelf? I mean, I can't.
Nope, it's not a real book. As you pull on it, it rocks back, and you hear a click, and that door swings open towards you.
Is that symbol anywhere else in the library? Or the office, rather?
It is not.
Okay. All right.
And about this time, the sheriff and Ulrich come in dragging Mr. Cartwright behind him. He's not resisting. He's just sort of walking along.
Is he mostly naked yet?
No, you haven't. You didn't. You decided not to do that out in the middle of the courtyard there.
Eh. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna start doing that then.
Okay,
Just, like, just
Maybell
take
is
his
still
hat.
in there.
Yeah, I'm not leaving until they tell me to go.
Oh, I mean, I don't care if she sees or not. I mean,
Paying no mind to her.
Wow. Fucking rude.
So you start to take off his pants.
Well, boots and hat, and I want to sit them outside the door because I don't want them to get messy.
Okay.
And then yeah, jacket comes off. It's gonna be a little difficult, but I imagine with the two of us having guns trained on him and that sort of thing, I imagine it'll happen.
Yep.
So then kind of just tie him back up and sit him down in a chair.
All right.
Time to the chair.
And then that.
All right. Roll me. Let's see. How good are your knots?
Dexterity.
You know what? Roll me rope use.
Fuck. I don't think I have rope use.
Ditto.
Seems like a thing in hindsight that maybe one would have.
Not people of our expertise. We pay men for that.
That's true. Do we get a bonus die because we're both tying him and he's also not resisting? I hope.
Nah.
I'm really looking for.
Oh no, I got my gun trained on him. This is all you.
I failed. I'm gonna push my roll though.
Okay.
I still don't think I'm gonna get below 5%.
Well, while they're undressing our new friend, partially because I want to avert my eyes, and partially because I'm super curious now, I'd kind of like to scour the library for anything else kind of like that publisher's mark that just doesn't make sense, that just doesn't make sense. Not necessarily specifically that symbol, but if there are things that, I don't know. I'm gonna try and connect some dots here.
Okay.
But just over-examining what is currently familiar to me.
Do you share this information with Ulrich and Rex?
They're too busy undressing our friend.
Yeah.
I'm also afraid that if I say something, they'll remember I'm here and tell me to leave. So.
Okay.
So, just to be super clear, I also want to make sure he's cuffed to the chair, and then as I push this roll, I'm like, I don't really know how to tie knots as well as I should, so I'm doing that thing like kids do where I just use an obnoxious amount of rope, so even if it's not a good knot, he'll have a hard time.
Quantity is its own quality.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for, just lots and lots of rope and handcuffed to the chair. And that... Damn it, so close. That was a failure.
Okay. Roll me a spot hidden as you're walking around looking, Mabel. And while she's doing that, what's the next step, gentlemen?
I don't know what he's doing, but I'm standing behind him with maybe both pistols trained on his head because I don't trust him, and I might not have tied the best knot.
He's gonna look down at the knots. Do you have his hands behind his back, kind of?
I mean, if he's cuffed to the chair, I'm. Let's see. That's a good question.
Is it like an armchair? This is just for visual, but like
I imagine it was an
arm or
armchair.
behind.
I imagine it was armchair where his arms were cuffed like to the chair, to the armchair, like bits of the chair.
Okay.
But I
So
also
he's
don't
gonna-
want him moving, so just
Sure,
lots
sure.
of rope.
He's gonna look at the cuffs and the arms and look at you all with just a nonplussed expression. Just he's not concerned, and he's gonna spit in the floor, and he's gonna say, "You all sure you want this innocent young lady to see the devilish nature come out?
In case I didn't already, both of my pistols pull the hammer back. I'm not gonna
Just
say
sorta
anything.
As I
shrugs
said,
his
I'm paying her
shoulders.
no mind.
I'm playing the silent game too.
So you've got a gentleman handcuffed to the chair.
Right.
Mabel is eh, you can't even disguise it now that you would be putting things away. She is actively searching for something.
I assume it's important, and if it's so important that she needs to be in here, I'm gonna let her stay. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
go ahead.
I'll have in mind that she's there, so that I don't. Yeah. No. I'm gonna let her be.
Okay.
You know, there's a bit of uncomfortableness I learned down south in my time. If you ought to know anything about me, I would recommend perhaps something between your teeth, that which to grit, to prevent yourself from biting straight through your own tongue in the moments that are about to be received by you.
He just spits on the floor again.
Would you please stop that?
Mabel, do you have like a book or something this kind soul can bite into? And also, maybe the house help should go have a time outside for a little bit. Maybe a picnic or something where they won't be having to listen to this.
Certainly. I'll grab whatever is convenient, I guess, for him to bite down on. If there's a leather scrap nearby or something like that, a bookmark maybe, I don't know. And I'll hand it to Dallas and kind of shuffle towards the door really fast. And in the doorway, I'll turn around and don't start without me. And then I'll run down the hall to tell the help to step outside.
What'd you get on your spot hidden?
Success.
Okay. You don't find any other regular success?
Yeah.
You don't find any other markings on any of the shelves or the fireplace. You do see the same marking on the drawer, very faint, very small, on the top left corner of the drawer that had the false bottom.
Okay.
It's in with the grain of the wood, sort of. It's carved, but if you weren't looking for it, you would have been hard pressed to see it.
Okay. Yeah. So having found it, but it not really telling me anything important, I'll do what Dallas has requested, and I'll run out to tell everybody just to maybe cover your ears and step outside for a minute, and then breathlessly sprint back to the room.
Okay. Before we get started here with what Mr. Wolf has planned for poor Cartwright, Sheriff Rex, you're no stranger to death and blood and murder. You know, you've taken your fair share of lives, and the West is not a kind place. But have you ever participated in something like this before?
I would think he has seen it. I don't think he would have been the one administering it.
Okay.
Necessarily, but yeah, I think he probably would have seen it take place.
Okay. And just to recap, neither of you are Civil War vets, right?
I was not enlisted. I was too young.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
neither was Maybell.
She's the youngest, right? You're only 18?
19.
19.
I'm basically an adult.
Yeah, sure.
Stop treating me like a little kid.
Wait. Hold up. Actually, I think I just fucked up. Hold up. Civil War took place from 1861 to 1865. Care to remind me of the dates of this dear adventure?
We are in... Oh, wait. I wrote this. This was when I was on Analog. It is 1868.
Yes, I was too young by 1 year.
Okay. All right. We are in the fall, coming in towards winter of 1868.
Okay.
All right. Begin scene.
So, of course, removing my hat and coat, rolling up the sleeves. Mr. Cartwright, I do not believe you are a man unfamiliar to uncomfortability. Is that correct?
He just smiles at you and runs his tongue around his teeth. And he says, "You can do what you like to me, but I assure you, hell will be revisited upon you."
Good. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab his little finger, I don't care which hand, and I'm going to break it backwards.
He's gonna scream appreciatively, and sort of do that that gasping as you. I mean, he lets loose a good scream. He's not gonna hold it in. How do you react to that, Maybell?
Um, so far so good. I probably cringe a little bit, but I'm putting on a real brave face because
Okay.
these stupid boys aren't gonna tell me what to do.
Sheriff, does that affect you at all? Because
I'm
it's
kind
it's
of
violence for
excited.
violence sake. I don't know how that as a character how that is.
Well, it's before yesterday. I may have been opposed to it, but since I've seen something creepy, I've seen two guys try to take a body and then tell me that there were dark forces at work. Nah, I'm good. I gotta know what's going on because because it's bad stuff, man.
Okay.
And this guy's wrapped up in it and has been threatening us all day. So no,
That's
I
you know
don't
that's fair.
particularly feel bad.
All right. So he kind of regains his composure. What do you do, Ulrich?
As an introductory, I'd like to welcome you into this room, and I'd like to welcome you to the pain you're about to experience. Now, I have a question. How you answer, I'm sure you know the rest of it.
You can break my body, but my soul has eternity to.
You interrupt yourself. What was you saying?
Your small mind wouldn't comprehend it.
Yes, I recall that one. You spoke it in the old practitioner's office. Now tell me, you have friends, allies waiting to lead the charge so long as you don't make your return, correct?
Have you been to the ocean?
Can't say I've seen it myself, no.
Have you seen the stars in the sky on a Midwest night?
Certainly. What are you getting at?
They count in the millions. You don't know the forces you're bringing against yourself.
Could I?
I'm gonna pull out a wood chip and hold it in front of his face. It's a good bluff.
You want to
Do you know
pick
what
my
this is?
teeth, Ranger?
Yes, precisely. Precisely. I'm gonna grab his middle finger, give him one look in the eye, and put the piece of wood underneath his fingernail. You wanna recall the number of reinforcements you have waiting outside these premises.
He's gonna smile at you and say, "You seal your own doom, Mr. Wolf."
I'm gonna hammer it in.
He screams and thrashes at his bonds, and begins a string of cuss words that makes you blush, Maybell. How do you respond to that, Maybell?
I guess she rolls for it every time.
Yeah, I'm still okay. I'm getting, I'm cringing and like looking, but also not looking. It's a lot for me.
What about you, Sheriff? Does this affect you at all?
I'm just listening intently every time he speaks, trying to decipher if he's letting anything slip, but past that, like the rest of it, I'm kind of numb to. I'm so focused on finding out what the fuck he's talking about
Okay.
that I'm kind of zoned out. I'm just watching him for him to make a wrong move so that I can yes, I got two guns on him.
I love Xavier like pacing and like, ooh, it's good shit.
You ply your trade well, Mr. Wolf. I wonder if your companions know what you're capable of.
I'm gonna grab the piece of wood that's sticking out of his fingernail. Now, are you really Pinkerton?
I never claimed to be.
I'm gonna release the wood. You know, there's a lot of good folk that live in this town. A lot of people that are just living their day by day. They have no cause nor receipt to your aggression. Yet you so willingly cause upon them harm and danger, threaten their homes and livelihood. What is it you're after?
If you would just think for a moment, Mr. Wolf. Recall who brought danger where. We wanted nothing but the letter of the law taken care of, and you and your friends have brought it upon yourself to bring murder to this town. Remember when the flames climb high into the night, that it was not I that brought this to the town.
I'm gonna slap him.
He's gonna smile at you with blood in his teeth. Kind of do that lip suck. Spit a big glob onto the floor. I speak the truth and you can't handle it. Oh, you have no idea the powers you're meddling in.
What is the worth of the Monroe man's body to you?
I told you. 1,000 gold.
Yet you speak of unknowns. You speak of things that we could not possibly understand. Leagues of men waiting to charge for you and your compatriot, whose name I have long forgotten, as his body has soon begun to decompose in the ground.
The Pinkertons are nothing but a tool. A useful one, but
I thought
that's
you
not where your
sleep.
fear should be.
Well, why don't you tell us where our fear should be so we can go face it? Maybe we'll take you with us as a sign of gratitude.
And he's,
Thank you, Sheriff.
what are you, as you do that, are you leaned forward like that, Ulrich?
Yeah. My hands are like. I assume his hands are clutching the arms of the chair, and my hands are probably on his wrists, and just being as close as I can without him being able to like move and hit me.
Roll me a dexterity check.
31 on dexterity is a hard success.
But he rolled better.
Yes, he did.
You know, he's handcuffed to the chair, but those ropes that the sheriff tied aren't quite as tight as they might be.
I'll shoot him.
And he lunges So
I'ma shoot
like
him.
his
I shoot him. As
midsection
soon as he- I
stays,
shoot
but
him.
his shoulders. What was that?
I said I'm gonna shoot him as soon as he moves. I've had guns on his head the whole time.
All right. So he goes to, and Ulrich, as you see this, he's coming at you with mouth open. He's not going to headbutt you. He's coming at you to bite you. Like he's coming at you with teeth, which seems a little strange to you, maybe. And there's a mad glint in his eyes as he's lunging at you. And then the sheriff discharges both pistols in the back of his head. And
Maybell passes out.
Sorry, Ulrich. That's a good color on you, though.
What have you done?
What we had to do.
Ugh.
I don't know what sort of nonsense he was into, but clearly he was crazy, and I didn't want him getting a hold of you.
Certainly, there were no logical answers he could give us himself. Perhaps I was digging a dry well.
Well, at the very least, we know he, as I look over and see Mabel on the floor, I'll kind of step over the body to check on her. He, seems to have friends in other places. It seems like the Pinkertons may not be our concern.
Are we starting to gather that idea? Fuck, Rex.
it's messy. I mean, they're at least a 45 caliber, and there's brain and blood and bits of bones spattered all over.
Oh, we've got a name. We've got somewhere to look for that, at least. Past that, I don't think he was gonna give us anything.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps there was something I was trying to... Regardless, I do not doubt his claims of someone waiting for them to return. This town is in danger. I hate to be responsible for such a thing coming over them.
Well, that's why, they're gonna see this man right out of town tonight.
As a warning?
No, we're gonna take care of the body, and well, you need a change of clothes anyways, and I happen to have one outside, so maybe you go on, give him a show, and then once everybody's seen him leave, you circle on back.
You're saying I rejoin with his Pinkerton associates, convince them of the living blood of these two would-be assassins and grave robbers, and then they go on their merry way.
Might not hurt. At the very least, if people see you leave, then we have plausible deniability. We let the man go. Clearly, he rode out of town.
I'm gonna look down at my clothes. All I heard was change of clothes.
Is Mabel okay on the floor?
You start to sit up a little groggy, Maybell. Roll me a sanity check.
Oh, that's a super success.
Okay. That's right. Okay. So if you fail, you do the int roll. That's right. Okay. So this is your third time in as many days being faced with pretty horrific blood, guts, and viscera. So go ahead and mark that down as a third time in your. I'm not gonna say you're immune to it now, but it's gonna have less of an effect on you in the future.
Okay.
Sorry.
You all are robbing her of her innocence day by
Just
day.
toughening her up.
Yeah.
It wasn't me, it was the campaign. Let's be honest about that.
Okay. So you get dressed in this gentleman's clothes now?
It appears that's what the plan's gonna be. Would you care to describe to me, perhaps at brief, perhaps the decorum that this man wore into town?
It was black with a faint pinstripe pants, and they're good quality. You know, they're a little long for you. He's a little bit taller than you, but they fit pretty well in the waist. Um, he's got a nice white button up with a black cravat, similar to what the sheriff is wearing there, and a black waistcoat. And instead of having a traditional shorter coat, it's a long, almost duster over it that he was wearing.
Okay.
And then his hat is more of the flat top one instead of a crowned, but it does have the wide brim.
Okay. I'm don myself in the repertoire. Look at the sharings. I certainly hope this is bang up to the elephant.
That's
Those
our
were good.
old-timey quote for the day. So Maybell, Sheriff Rex is kind of leaning over you as you come to.
Trying to help her up.
Yeah,
if she's
as you
awake.
see, as you kind of come to, you see Ulrich throwing on the coat of the stranger there, of Carl Cartwright, as you kind of come to.
Oh my god.
Sorry
Oh.
about that, miss. You all right?
I don't
Let's,
know.
Let's get you downstairs. I'm gonna try and like help her up and take her out of the room.
Maybell will follow and accept help.
Okay. So you all leave the study. Mabel, did you keep any of the papers?
Yeah, I would have moved them out of the room to, it seems rightfully, keep them away from bloodshed so that they would not be destroyed. So I probably picked up a big stack of papers and put them out in the hall where Dallas put down the clothes. So
Okay.
just sort of right outside.
Okay. Roll me spot hidden, Xavier, Ulrich. So you all are you exiting the house?
I was at least gonna take her down. I don't know if she was close enough to get anything on her, but if so, I was gonna take her and get a wet rag and kind of wipe that off and make sure she has something to drink and maybe get some fresh air. Yeah.
Okay.
But not that I care about her, Diana. It's fine.
She's probably pretty distraught. It's one thing to discover a body. It's another thing to witness a murder in the moment. It's a completely different thing to witness torture. And especially because this is her home. This is far more shaking. So she's probably doing a little bit of hyperventilating and a lot of sobbing and not holding it together real well.
Okay. Has her opinion of Ulrich changed at all? You've seen a bit of a dark side. You don't know him real well, but he's always been at least courteous.
At least.
Her opinion, she kind of thought Ulrich was capable. Maybe not of this, because she didn't know that this was the thing people did. But her opinion of the sheriff has changed.
For positive or negative? He's the one that just shot the guy.
Yeah, but for positive.
Okay. Sheriff Rex, do you have any sort of opinions towards Ulrich now? Changed at all?
I mean, my opinion changed when I knew what he was gonna do in the town earlier. I knew it was a possibility. I wouldn't say it's gotten much worse. It's just I'm like, oh, okay, so it is that far.
I mean, you see a different side of a gentleman. It's been a very traumatic 24 hours. But you met this gentleman less than 24 hours ago as you were coming into town at around sunset, right? You all left the saloon together, came out to the Monroe Ranch. So just learning a little bit more about the person that you're with. If nothing else, he won't blink.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to go do anything with Mags, Mabel? She is still in the spring house with your father. Well,
Um,
stumpy.
she'll probably say a silent thanks that Megs wasn't in the room just now. Um, but no, she's probably happy that Megs isn't around at this exact moment.
Okay. You actually hear a noise coming from the blacksmith's workshop. And if you go investigate, you find that Mags is knocking together a coffin real quick. Just a plain old pine wood box with some scrap lumber. And um, she's she has taken your father's body and undressed him and cleaned him off, and has laid him, or and is making this box to lay him in. The gentlemen have dug the hole, um, and are kind of standing around waiting for the next steps.
Um, I'm gonna guess that this is probably something Mabel can see through a window. She sees Mags working on this, and since Dallas is still there, I'm guessing he handed her a warm beverage because that's the comforting thing that people always seem to do, like tea or whatever.
Yeah.
And Sheriff Rex, I want to thank you. Both you and Ulrich you've done a lot for what's left of my family. I know there are some strange things going on, and I know I might not understand everything, especially these Pinkertons and whatever he was just babbling about, but I just want to find out what happened to my daddy.
I understand, and there's really, if anything, I feel like I need to apologize for getting you all mixed up in this, and we're gonna find out what happened to him, and we're gonna get justice for him. I can promise you that.
What's gonna happen to Mags and me? You saw it. Jeb doesn't listen to us. Hell, I don't even know if we can still own the ranch now.
Well, as shaky as it may have been over the past 24 hours, I still am the law in this town, and as long as I'm here, I'm going to try and make sure that it stays in your hands.
Thank you. I might have been a little harsh with both you and Ulrich in the past day or so, and I don't feel good about that. But thank you.
Maybe I should say the same. You're clearly a resourceful and bright young woman, so
I use what's at my disposal, we'll put it that way.
I've noticed.
Well, perhaps I should let you and Deputy Wolf take care of that. I'm gonna go help Mags lay my dad to rest.
Alright, you know where we are if you need anything.
Thank you, Sheriff. And I'll step out and go join Mags. Maybe I probably won't say anything to her. I'll just sort of be there because I don't know what I'm doing in a blacksmith shop. Let's be real. But I'll be a comforting fly on the wall.
She looks over at you when you come in, and she says, I cleaned him up best I could. Could you go get a change of clothes? His good suit. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, I think Daddy'd like that. I'll go see what I can find. I will go and search for a suitable suit. Maybe gray wool, something real classy.
Okay. I mean, he has his good suit, right? Like everybody has the good suit. Wear to weddings and funerals and possibly your
I will
own.
go look for the
The
good
white
suit. I don't
one.
know that I would know what that was, but
No, I mean, so the Old West is not like you have 15 outfits that you probably have. You've got your couple of everyday things, and you got your good suit, and he has a few nicer things because he's a businessman. What'd you roll for your spot hidden, Ulrich?
Oh, that's right. I rolled a 27, which is just a regular success.
Okay. As you go and you put this jacket on and you give it that like good tug and slide your hands down the front of it, you feel a bump. It would feel like a button under a normal circumstance, but it's in between two buttons towards the bottom. And when you look close, there's a seam there that you feel like you could cut.
Well, I think you know what I'm gonna do.
So you pop the threads out and you find a coin. It's big, it's about bigger than the dollar coin, definitely bigger than a $50. If you're familiar with military coins, it's about that size, about an inch and a half. You don't know for sure, but it looks like it's solid gold. On one side, it has an elaborate snake in a coil, like a coiled up with its head coming up. And on the other side, it's the same head from that snake, but it's on a body with 3 other heads. So it's a total of 4 on a sort of like a Hydra looking thing. I don't know if Ulrich would know what a Hydra is, but it's 4 heads leading down into a snake body. Each head is slightly different and distinct, and the one on the other side of the coin matches one of those heads.
Does this have any significance to you, Sheriff?
I guess I'd be heading back there if Mabel left.
Yeah, you're walking out about the time as Sheriff is turning back around, Ulrich. So you guys meet sort of on the veranda there.
Do I know anything about that?
Nope.
I've got archaeology and appraise.
Well, you can roll appraise on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Give it a shot.
It's worth 1 gold piece.
you just Antiques Roadshow, like right then and there.
Yeah, I can't think of a way to push this roll, but I failed that. So
Okay.
This is Navajo.
It also appears to you like it would be gold, but you don't know exactly how much that would be worth. But do roll me archaeology. And in fact, you can roll
all these good rolls tonight.
You can roll archaeology as well.
There's been no in between.
Ulrich.
I'm telling you right now, I'd have to roll a 0.
9.
Okay.
I didn't study a lot of
Is
archaeology.
Is there like a monocle or like a magnifying glass I could use to like inspect it closer to push my roll or
jeweler's
anything?
loop?
Yeah, that I kind of pop. Is there anything nearby in the study I could grab to inspect it closer?
Yeah, you know what? There was actually roll me just straight luck. Let's see if there is something
I
around.
have a lot of luck, but I might have got it's regular success on my luck
Okay.
roll.
You recall that there was, one of those big magnifying glasses. It looked like it's a pretty elaborate one. It might have had a crack in it after everything was said and done, but it appeared that it had once sat on Mr. Monroe's desk.
Yeah, let me see that. The light's not so good in here. Let me look one more time. Still probably not great. Oh, fuck, so close. Still a failure.
Okay, all right. So as you examine this coin, and when your first cursory glance, you don't know anything about it, uh, and then you take that magnifying glass and you look a little closer, and as you're staring at this really intently, you flip it over to the side that is the coiled snake, and it seems to strike out at you. Roll me a sanity check.
Son of a bitch.
Right? Because just a gameplay question. If you push a roll, there's got to be a consequence, right?
Uh, yeah, I was hoping it would be something like, oops, I dropped it and it fell between the floorboards, but this is good too.
No, the coin attacks you. You lose your mind.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. That is a success.
Okay. So it doesn't, nothing happens. It just, maybe it was a trick of the light. You're not quite sure, but
Cracked magnifying glass, yeah.
yeah, you know, if this had been yesterday morning, you would have swear it was just a trick of the light. But now you question it a little bit. Did that snake move on this coin? The coin does feel a little warm to your touch.
I can't say I am familiar with it, but all the same, there's something off, and I don't know what it is, and I don't like it. You muted as I hand the coin down.
I'll pocket the coin, keeping it with all my other personal belongings.
Maybell, you get the good suit, and you meet back up with Mags, and you all undress and redress your father in the clean suit. Lay him and roll me spot hidden real quick.
That's a failure.
Okay.
I will say that I would have made it a point to go through pockets.
Okay.
Because if I'm burying him in that suit and there's something important in there.
No, there's nothing in his good suit. In his old clothes, you find his pocket watch, which is a treasured possession. You know, you might want to hold on to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wavy hand bullshit here for a second. So as you undress your father, and kind of clean him up, Mags points out something on his right here, and it's, I mean, you didn't see your father without his shirt on very often, like with his shirt off rather. Like there's not swimming holes around here. It's not like it was a
He was
pretty
modest.
modest time.
Yeah.
And you see, as she points it out, you see that same symbol, not the fancier one from the document, but the rough one from the spine of the book. Your father has a tattoo of that right here on his left breast.
Well, I'll make it a point to just kind of this isn't the time to worry about that right now, Megs. And I will continue to prepare my father for burial.
So you all get him laid out in the coffin there, and some of the ranch hands come and help, and you all lower him down into the ground, and everybody says a few words. Jeb says something about, you know, you're a good man. I don't care what anybody says about him. He did right by us. He did right by his family. He did right by this town. And I swear we will do everything in our power to make sure that this ranch stays afloat for you ladies. You know, everybody kind of comes up and throws some dirt on the coffin there. Do you want to say anything? And are Rex and Ulrich present for this?
Yeah, if they're putting him in the ground, I guess I would be.
I mean, I hate to, but so they're taking the father out. They're burying him.
Yep.
I've just donned the clothes of this now deceased gentleman. Gentleman to be discerned at a later point, but did Mr. Cartwright have a mustache?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give you an out.
Does Ulrich not have an out?
You son of a bitch! All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna look him over one more time and then just kind of feel the make of his suit and kind of think over the man that he was. And unfortunately, while I'm doing over this, taking on this character, as it were, I will not be a part of this.
Primping.
Okay.
Call it what it is. You're primping. You're like, oh, this is a pretty nice suit. I'm gonna straighten my tie.
No, I liked my suit. Thank you.
Maybell, she probably won't say anything. She's very quiet, and she's trying to remain composed for Mags' sake and for the rest of the house helpers. Because she saw some shit today, so she's just trying to just keep it inside.
It's been a pretty wild 24 hours. And as the sun starts to come down on the western side of the ranch, I won't speak for Mags in this situation, but you all, it's a very somber mood as you lay to rest this man that brought all of you together. He forged this ranch. He came from out east and set up a place where people could live and work in safety and harmony. And you all feel a slight sadness as the sun sinks down lower and you throw the dirt on the rough coffin that Mags has cobbled together. In the distance, you all hear the train finally coming into town, and you hear the whistle blow as it is getting closer. And that is where we are going to leave it for the night. We'll I guess we'll wait till Deputy Ulrich gets back to talk about it.
He's back.
There he is. Speak of the devil.
Take your time. It's fine.
So as the sun goes down, you hear the whistle blow in the distance, and Ulrich mounts up on a horse. It's his horse, not you don't want to take somebody else's horse off into the sunset. And he
Can't trust it.
Yeah, he goes to bid you all farewell. Sheriff Rex will have to fill you all in on the plan because I don't think that Mags heard what was going on. And that's where we're going to leave it for the night, with Ulrich riding out of the ranch by himself, and Mags, Maybell, and Sheriff Rex standing over the freshly buried coffin. Now, next week we have not next week. You should tune into Wizard Rex's for Dark Curiosities, another Call of Cthulhu game that is very, very interesting and entertaining, and I very much encourage. Yeah, if you enjoy Call of Cthulhu and you're enjoying this, definitely tune in over there with Diana and Mason and a few other folks. But 2 weeks from now, we will be back here on Bard and Barbarian. We will be down one cast member. So Ulrich Wolf will not be with us. We're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. So we've got some schedule conflicts, and we don't want to leave you all hanging. So Mags, Maybell, and Sheriff Rex are going to have a bit of an adventure. And then Saturday morning, I want to make sure we get the dates right here. Saturday the 24th, in lieu of our regular Saturday morning cartoons, we are going to be doing a one-on-one shot with Sheriff Ulrich Wolf. So you get 2 episodes
Deputy.
of Down Darker Trails. What's that?
I saw Mr. Sheriff Rex there give a little bit of a look. I'm not
like
the
a-
sheriff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Deputy Ulrich Wolf. We will join Deputy Ulrich Wolf as he rides off into the sunset in an attempt to get some more information and perhaps lead some folks astray. We'll see if he manages to do that. Stay tuned for what time that actually be, since Ulrich is on the East Coast. We might adjust time just to make sure that everybody can be there. And so that's a double Call of Cthulhu week. I'm pretty excited about doing a one-on-one shot, and if it works out, it might be a fun thing to do, to add some side stories to this adventure here. I wanted to get into it tonight. I was real excited. So we skipped introductions on the front half, so I apologize for that. Mason, tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Mason Dula. You can find me here on Twitch over on WizardRex TV, where I am generally dungeon mastering either Call of Cthulhu or D&D most of the time. Yeah, you can WizardRex or WizardRex TV on all the socials. You can find us there, and yeah, doing this stuff.
And Mr. Ulrich Wolf.
Yes, I myself as well am the Dungeon Meister, and you can typically find me on my channel on Tuesday evenings, where I regale you with tales of macabre orientation, though unfortunately real life is kind of caught up with me. So we are taking a break until November. Regardless of that fact, our dear friends here, both Bard and Barbarian and Wizard Rex, have plenty of content to regale you in your weeknights. So please, if you aren't following this channel, you're fucking stupid. I'm telling you right now. And if you aren't following Wizard Rex, you got to hop your ass on over there and get it done, because you can find more of me on both of these, and you can find more of them most certainly on their own channels.
And last but not least, Diana.
Hey, I'm half a Bard and Barbarian. I'm the affiliate manager for Die Hard Dice. You can find me all kinds of places. Sometimes I'm over on Wizard Rex's channel. Justice and I are in a new Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign over on Wandering DM's channel on Mondays. So that one's really fun, and Justice has an incredible character for that one. And I'll share it with you guys here first. So I am joining the cast of Denver by Night this season. So you can now find me over on Q Times on Wednesday evenings. And then we'll be returning with Friday evening blankety blank World of Darkness in New York. So
Yeah.
somewhere 7 days a week. I'm turning into B. Dave Walters. I'm pretty proud of that.
He actually gave us a name for it, didn't he? The Wraith game?
Wraith, it's Echoes of New York.
Echoes of New York,
That's
yeah.
That's what we're calling it, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
New York.
It's all set in
We know nothing
Yeah,
about
we're-
New York, other than it smells like garbage, so
Fact.
New York or New Jersey? Sorry?
Yes.
both.
Yes.
They both smell like trash.
We are picking back up at the end of the month. October 30th, I believe, is the
Yep.
night right now for Wraith. I'm pretty excited about it. I've looked over the book a little bit. It's pretty dark, and it should be a really entertaining one, because one of the key things about Wraith, if you all don't know, I thought this was interesting, is Wraith characters have a dark side, and you don't get to play your own dark side. So somebody else plays the darker half of you, which is, I can imagine that leading to some very interesting situations.
It's kind of a genius mechanic, and I love it.
It's
Yeah.
essentially yes and. It's the
Yeah.
ultimate fucking
You
improv.
have to keep. There could be instances where you're playing off yourself. I don't know.
It'll
I'm
either be
excited
great
about
or
it.
terrible. Like, I have high hopes,
Great and terrible.
low expectations.
It
High
could be
hopes.
Greatly terrible or terribly great.
It's a
Yes.
great cast. We have a lot of fun with it, and I feel like that system, like that particular one, will lead to a little bit more interaction than we might normally get. So I'm looking forward to it. I have been your storyteller for the evening. Thank you for bearing with us. I'm new to Call of Cthulhu, but I'm having an absolute blast with it, and I I think it might just be the best system. The percentile system is really cool. I encourage everyone to try it out. If nothing else, this is an example that you can step in and play it with knowing very little. Get yourself a rule book and roll with it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be back on Saturday morning with Saturday morning cartoons. We're gonna pick back up with Mangini and see if she picks up a Valley Girlfriend.
No.
And
No, she won't.
Well,
Literally
Mr.
from the
Bard
valley.
of the Bard and Barbarian group, how is it we could roll with the punches most easily?
subscribe. Yeah, is that what you're going for?
I was going for your shop, dum-dum.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
the dice that we just released.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the cool stuff. Thank you for trying, Xavier. We're not quick on the uptake tonight.
Subscribe, like. We do have a store for all your Bard and Barbarian needs with some really cool dice over there. I've got a set that I designed that I'm absolutely in love with. That is and the one that Diana designed is all of the turquoises and everything. Some really pretty stuff. Some brand new plastic dice, pins. You know, Mason, do you have your spell book handy? I think that's one of the coolest things that we've made. That's all right.
It's in
That's
the other
quite
room.
all right. We've
It's
got
got
a
a
mini
link
spell book
down
made
below.
by
I don't have a
Elderwood
command set
that is real
because I
cool.
suck.
But thank you all so much
Xavier.
for joining us. I look forward to this every week because you all are awesome. This cast is awesome, and I really enjoy the story that we're crafting here. But thank you all, and
Who's
we will
online?
see you.
I want to raid. I'm sorry.
Q Times, Wandering DM, Pyre,
We'll
Anne
raid
is
Pyre.
on.
He's playing Baldur's Gate,
Yeah, the
Gross.
beta's out.
the third.
Oh, actually, I'm interested.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, of course you
it
are.
looks amazing. So
He does.
yeah, I'm excited. And you know, if I watch him fail at it, I won't feel so bad about it. Okay,
There it is.
kicking it over to Empire now. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye.